everyone. I'm here today to talk to you about parenthetical citation formatting. This is something we're going to use all year, so feel free to use this video as a resource to help you be successful. First off, let's talk about what is a citation? What is it? So, a citation, a parenthetical citation, is whenever you are writing something, an analysis, or you're writing a story, and you want to include someone else's words within your text. And so when you're doing an analysis of a piece of literature, such as a memoir like I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, when you're explaining things that the author did with style or with vocabulary or figurative language, it's helpful to pull in a piece of text from that author and reference it and showcase how he or she is using the style or figurative language or sensory detail. So when we're doing a citation, we're pulling the author's words, we're putting it in our own, we're showcasing something, and we're giving credit to the author who actually wrote that piece of text. So in order to do that, we create a citation at the end, which we'll take a look at in a moment. So there are three pieces to a citation. The first piece, when we're pulling someone else's words and putting it in our own work, the first thing we need is called the lead-in. What is a lead-in? A lead-in is your own words introducing the author's words, introducing the quote. And the lead-in always ends with a comma. Let's take a look at an example of a lead-in. Here we go. One example from the text of a line that has an interesting vocabulary word is comma. That right there shows my own words introducing the authors. They always end with a comma. So this year, I don't want you to just put authors' words in quotes and just leave it hanging in your paper. We always start with our own words introducing that quote. It's called the lead-in. All right. So after we have the lead-in, our own words introducing the author, and it ends with a comma, the next thing is to drop in the author's words. We need the author's words. So at the end of the author's words, whenever you're putting it into your quote, you're going to kick out punctuation. So if there's a period at the very end of your quote, you'll notice right here, we kick it out. We always put our author's words in quotation marks. This shows that this is coming from someone else. Something else to note that's important. If you are quoting dialogue, this is the character's conversation. The author's quotation marks that are used for the dialogue, inside your quotation marks, because you're creating a quote, those inside ones turn to apostrophes. Because we cannot have quotation marks inside quotation marks. It's just craziness. There's just too many. And so it's hard for the reader to see what's going on. So when you have dialogue, you'll have your beginning quotation mark, and then anytime you see a quotation mark inside, you're going to turn it to an apostrophe. When you get to the very end of your quote, you will still end with your quotation marks. So this is how you'll drop in author's words. Here's an example. Quotation mark. She encouraged me to listen carefully to what people called mother wit, that those homely sayings was couched the collective wisdom of generations. Notice after generations, I kicked out the period, kick out that punctuation, and I ended with my end quotation mark. The last piece to a parenthetical citation is going to be a very important piece, and that is the actual citation. And that's our last piece. Let's take a look. The actual citation is where you're giving credit to the author who wrote the words that you just pulled and put into your own. So in order to give credit to the author of the quote, directly after the end quotation mark, you're going to list the author's last name and the page number you found the quote on inside parentheses. A period goes at the very end. So we kicked out that period at the end of the author's words. words and we're replacing it and putting it at the very end of the citation. Please make sure that you're not adding the author's first name. You shouldn't be writing the word page number or page or P period or PG period, none of that. It's just going to appear like it does here. Take a look at the yellow piece. Here, Maya Angelou is our author, so I have parenthesis, Angelou, space, 8, not page 8 or P8, 8, parenthesis, and period at the very, very end. So that's the end of the citation. So there we go. That's how you create a parenthetical citation. A citation is when you're pulling someone else's words and you're putting it within your own work. There's 3 pieces to the citation. The first is the lead-in, your own words introducing the authors. It always ends with a comma. The author's words will go in quotation marks. When you have quotation marks inside, quotation marks for dialogue, the inside ones turn to apostrophes, and we always kick out the end period at the end of the author's words. The last piece of our parenthetical citation is the citation, and that will be the author's last name and the page number you found your quote on within parentheses with a period at the end. Hopefully this was helpful and you can use this at any time to help you while creating parenthetical citations for language arts. Okay, see you in the next video. Bye!